From ancient wild wolves to today's beloved pets, discover how this unique bond formed and evolved. Get ready to uncover the tale of friendship, loyalty, and love. More than 200,000 years back, the earliest modern humans were beginning to leave their mark around the globe. They were venturing into new territories, setting up their lives, and forming groups in various parts of our large, wonderful world. But here's an interesting fact. They weren't doing this all by themselves. Today, no matter where you travel, from noisy, crowded cities to serene, peaceful countryside areas, it's common to see a furry friend right by the side of humans. The domestic dog, also referred to as Canis lupus familiaris. These dogs vary in how they look and the roles they play. They can be seen helping herd sheep, assisting humans in hunting, pulling sleds over snowy fields, or simply being a faithful family companion. Now let's go a bit further back in time, around 100,000 years ago. Our early human ancestors were beginning to explore and settle across the lands of Eurasia. But living during those times was extremely challenging. Picture existing in a world where at any moment, you might run into one of your greatest rivals for food and shelter, the gray wolf. These weren't just regular animals, they were exceptionally strong, able to apply an impressive 300 joules of pressure with just one bite. And their sense of smell was extraordinary, able to sense prey from over a mile away. Interestingly, wolves and humans shared more similarities than one might initially think. Both were leading figures in the struggle for survival, not only due to their physical strength, but also because of their mental acuity and social capabilities. Wolves lived in groups, similar to human family structures, depending on one another, collaborating, and using their joint wisdom to track and outwit their prey. They might not have been the quickest animals, but what they lacked in speed, they made up for in endurance and tactical planning. They pursued their prey not with swift sprints, but with persistent, enduring chases, wearing down their quarry until it was too tired to continue running. These wolves, powerful and daunting, ruled over their environment with authority. However, when humans, these new upright walking beings, began to establish themselves and expand their territories, the wolves encountered a challenging situation. Their familiar environment was being altered, encroached upon by creatures that were similar to them in intelligence and group behavior, but completely different in other respects. For a lot of wolf groups, humans were considered dangers, unwanted invaders who could upset the fragile equilibrium of their lives. However, not every wolf viewed humans as adversaries in this evolving scenario. Imagine individual wolves, those who were either solitary by choice or expelled from their packs, starting to wander towards human settlements. Driven perhaps by a mix of curiosity, the drive of hunger, or a sheer instinct for survival, these wolves came closer, not with aggression or hostility, but with a wary fascination, keeping a safe distance. They discovered that the areas where humans stayed could provide them with food, not through hunting, but from the leftovers discarded by these new neighbors. This shift in behavior was revolutionary. A solitary wolf, outlined against the soft glow of a human campfire, gradually moving nearer to the outskirts of a human settlement. The people there, initially filled with suspicion, observe as the wolf approaches cautiously, not with intentions to harm, but to search for food. This wolf, demonstrating a milder disposition, a small show of trust, signified the start of a groundbreaking change. As these more docile wolves began to visit human areas more regularly, an extraordinary development occurred. They began to establish a relationship, a silent agreement based on mutual advantage, and slowly building trust between species. Long ago, the wolves that we now consider the forefathers of today's dogs started to undergo a significant transformation. These changes weren't just about being allowed to hang around. These wolves were actively brought into the fold because of the good things they provided. The early groups of people began to recognize how useful these animals could be. They saw that these wolves could be partners in hunting, acting as alert systems for incoming dangers, and also as warm, comforting presences during the long, chilly nights. The wolves that were able to stay calm around humans, understand what the humans wanted, and listen to their commands turned into incredibly important friends and helpers. As time passed, this continuous interaction led to noticeable changes in the wolves themselves. Their appearance started to change, and their behaviors became different as well. They turned softer, started to understand human needs and feelings better. This big change marked the beginning of their journey from being wild animals to becoming a completely new entity, something that had never been seen before in the natural world. These were the very first early dogs, the ones from whom all the dogs we cherish nowadays are descended. These pioneer dogs weren't like the many different breeds we are familiar with today. Instead, they had distinct differences from their wolf forebears. They were smaller in size, their looks were less intimidating, they had gentler faces, and they might have even shown friendly behaviors like wagging their tails. Gradually, these animals became an everyday sight among human societies, moving from the edges of human settlements right into the very center of family life. They went from being outsiders to being considered part of the human pack, marking the start of a deep, enduring relationship between humans and dogs. As towns and villages grew into larger and more complex communities, the roles that our dog friends played also started to change and expand. Small, strong dogs energetically running around wide open spaces, guiding sheep with little playful bites, lean dogs with long bodies eagerly digging into the earth to hunt down badgers and foxes hiding in their burrows, fast and elegant dogs leaping and running across vast fields in thrilling races, and big, strong dogs standing firmly, protecting houses and families. This situation was no longer just about staying alive. It had become about building working relationships, with each type of dog developing to meet the specific needs and lifestyles of people. When the Victorian era began in England, the relaxed friendship between humans and dogs started to become more structured. Clubs dedicated to dogs started to appear, and showing off dogs at dog shows turned into a popular activity. Now, dogs weren't just valued for what work they could do. People started paying a lot of attention to how dogs looked as well. However, this new focus brought a mix of good and bad outcomes. Even though these dogs were being admired for their appearance, not all of them were benefiting in terms of their health. Think about the pug, known for its deep wrinkles and expressive face, but having a hard time breathing, or the Dachshund, cute and lovable, but likely to have issues with its back. This situation serves as a reminder that the pursuit of beauty can sometimes lead to unintended consequences. Over many, many years, something quiet yet amazing occurred. By choosing to breed dogs that were gentler and liked to play more, we unintentionally favored qualities that made dogs remain like puppies in their hearts, even as they grew older. Scientists have a special name for this, neoteny, which means staying young forever in a way. It's really interesting to think about how our desire for friendly dogs led them to act more like puppies, showing more love and joy. Now, here's where things get truly special. When we spend time with our dogs, something wonderful happens inside both of us. A chemical called oxytocin, which people often call the love hormone, fills up inside both our bodies. This is like nature's own way of telling us, you are now like family. This connection between us and our dogs isn't just about being friends. It's a deep, natural link that speaks of true companionship. From the fierce and wild wolves of the past to the wide variety of dog breeds we love today, dogs have walked alongside us as companions, guardians, and pals. They have moved from the cold and unknown wilds of history into the cozy spaces of our homes. This journey shows the amazing power of time, combined with affection. That creatures once seen as threats or rivals could change into symbols of trust, love, and friendship. This transformation highlights the incredible bond formed between humans and dogs, showcasing how they have become an integral part of our lives and families. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the timeless story of dogs and their humans. If you enjoyed this heartwarming journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of extraordinary bonds. Share your own dog stories in the comments below. Stay connected and keep celebrating the love we share with our furry friends.